Welcome back for another book talk video. It's Suspense Saturday, and that means we get to have some fun talking about some sort of crime, mystery, horror, thriller book. Today it's the 1978 Elmore Leonard novel, The Switch. You may be asking yourself, why is Jeremy Fee reviewing The Switch from 1978? You may recall, if you're a big fan of my Booktube channel, that in my early days I reviewed Rum Punch, which is the book that Quentin Tarantino turned into the film Jackie Brown. As a huge fan of Jackie Brown, I eventually figured out that Elmore Leonard had another book that had some of the characters from Jackie Brown in it. Ordell Robbie and Luis Gara, the two criminals who were played by Samuel L. Jackson and Robert De Niro in Jackie Brown. Thought it'd be really interesting to kind of have a prequel adventure of those criminals, what they were doing back in the days before Jackie Brown / Rum Punch. And looking up the information for this video today, I discovered that somehow this book was turned into a movie as well. In 2014, apparently, I completely missed the fact that they made a movie called Life of Crime. No, I'm sorry, 2013. They made a film called Life of Crime that is based off of The Switch, and it has different actors playing those characters. You probably know Mos Def. He played Ordell Robbie. John Hawkes played Luis Gara. It's a fascinating story. I'll have to check the film out when I get a chance, maybe later on in the weekend, who knows. One of the ways that this book really stands out is in 1978, Elmore Leonard was able to use what was then a really unique plot. Maybe it'd only been done once before by another author, but then ended up being recycled and reused in the 80s and 90s. But like I said, back then it was unique. Ordell Robbie and Luis Gara, while they were in prison, figured out that when they got out, that they could kidnap someone and hold that person for ransom, try and get a lot of money. And then the twist, which is not spoilers because you know this from the premise of the book, the twist is that they steal the wife of this wealthy land developer, and he's a complete jerk. He's a drunkard, he's mean to his wife, and he doesn't care, and he doesn't want to pay the ransom. So the criminals are stuck with this woman that they kidnapped. And Elmore Leonard had been criticized for writing women who were not necessarily as realistically portrayed as they should have been. And so he went out of his way to try to make this a very realistic woman, perhaps a little too gung-ho in his portrayal of a feminist, a woman who is kidnapped and decides that she's going to take charge of the situation that she doesn't like being in, as she decides she wants to get revenge against her husband and for the situation. There's a whole lot going on in this book. I read it a while back, but I really enjoyed it. I thought that it was a fun read. So this is a book that I gave 3 out of 5 stars, which means I thought it was a fun read. It's a book that you read for entertainment, to have an exciting suspense plot and see the twists and then forget. I do remember being amused and entertained by the ending. Elmore Leonard writes great dialogue. He writes funny characters, interesting situations and twists and turns. I recommend his books in general. A lot of his books were turned into films, and a lot of them really loved. You know, from Eyes Wide Shut, Get Shorty, to things like this, The Switch, Rum Punch, which became Jackie Brown, and plenty of others. Alright, that's it for my book talk today. It'll just be a shorter one, but every day is a good day for a book talk. Peace.